Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shravana Das and I make videos about higher education in abroad, lifestyle in Germany and much more. So today in this video, I'm going to talk about my experience of doing master thesis in my university, that is TUM, and some tips or whatever I learned in this process, that how you can score 1.0. So without any further ado, let's start this video, and if you like it, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe my channel. So the very first of all, we are going to talk about my experience, the whole process, the whole journey. So it started in September or October, like when I was in my third semester. So I started checking in TUM different chairs, like what are the requirements, like because it's a, I won't say it's a rumor, it's a truth that we really need time to get into a master thesis, but luckily it's not for me. So I really started it early. I started in third semester, like during August, September. So I just started checking the chairs, like what are the requirements, what I have to do, which seminar I have to do, whether I have done or sufficed the requirements or not, and whether they publish the topics or not. So I checked and I applied into two chairs, one in the strategy and organization chair and one in the SIM chair. So yeah, so I thought that it's not possible to get it in one attempt, so just let's try. And I applied in SIM just with my transcript, with my marks, with my CV and with a cover letter sort of thing that I want to do. And similarly for the for the strategy and organization chair, and in 15 to 20 minutes I got a reply from strategy and organization chair that the professor is happy to supervise me, and I'm super excited. Let me tell you what's the reason of getting this master thesis so early. So according to me, it's totally my personal opinion. What I feel is that I applied really early, and at that time there was not that much rush in the chair, and there were quite a available number of topics, and the topic especially I applied maybe was not having that much demand or something. So that's why I got it. And personally for me, I really want to complete my thesis as soon as possible, so that was the biggest advantage for me. And yeah, so that is the story how I got it. If I need to give you advice like how to write a mail to get a thesis, so personally I really don't have any advice, because I was also just giving a trial and it just hit. So yeah, so still I think according to me, just write a very polite letter that should actually hint or target towards your motivation, like why do you want to do your master thesis specifically on that topic. And also I think your transcript, your CV should be good. So there were sometimes people say that you have like certain amount of credits and that's why you got it, but I don't think so. It's just the minimal requirement of 45 ECTS that everybody should have to complete, and I think that's a very minimum ECTS. So I think that's not the thing. I think you should write a very good cover letter, but in general you should write a research proposal as well. And I think when there is too much of rush, it's very important that your research proposal should be very, very good. I forgot to tell you one thing. Before this video, I already made a video about everything about master thesis requirements. So if you are a newbie and just want to apply to master thesis or coming for masters in Germany, please go and watch that video first and then come to this video. Okay, now after I got my admission, or so after that I had like a conversation with my professor, with my supervisor regarding the topic, and we discussed like about our research question and stuff, and she primarily told me to prepare a presentation. So I was having no idea like okay, what type of presentation she was expecting, especially for my supervisor. She was not having that much time to really guide me a lot. She was a brilliant professor, and like whenever she guides me, it was so good. She already knows everything on point, but she was having very less time. She was very busy. So you have to do everything by your own. So when the first time I prepared my presentation, she did not like it at all. And yeah, so I again have to make again a presentation. So in this way, basically I made 3-4 presentations. Yeah, so I got my thesis on October and I made my third presentation in December. And after the third presentation, she was kind of accepted my presentation, and after that I did my registration officially. So for that we got some papers, some forms that you have to fill it up and submit it to the grade management, and that is the way you will officially start your master thesis, and you will get 6 months from that. So I would say that please do your registration after you have done your result, or you have at least started doing your method, or like you almost got your result, and after that do your registration. Then it will give you a lot of time. When I had done, I had nobody to guide me for this thing, and I was in hurry, so I registered it without doing anything, and I panicked a lot at the last. So yeah, so that will be a tip for me, that please register once you almost 50% did with your research. Okay, so after doing these things, the first and foremost thing that you have to do for your master thesis is you have to study, you have to research a lot. So for the first 2-3 months, just research, do study a lot of papers regarding your topics and highlight those things that are really important to you. I would suggest just go with the abstract or the summary of the paper first, and if you think it's relatable, then go for reading the whole paper. So I think once you have read for 2-3 months, you will get a pretty good idea like what should be your research question, and once you got your research question, you can definitely mail your supervisor regarding it, that if they like it, if they don't like it, and then she or he will guide you like what to do the next. So for me also this happens, like after doing the presentation, I asked my professor like regarding the research question, and she was okay with it, and she told me like, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to make an Excel sheet and stuff. So yeah, so here I want to give you a tip that always be in touch with your professor. Send them a mail at least once a week, or once in twice 2 weeks, because then this will give them an idea that you are really interested. Because they personally, for my professor, she doesn't have time to bug you up. So if you get a PhD student as your supervisor, then it would be really good, because they are too much involved into your thesis. But if you get as a professor, then yeah, you have to be the owner of your own topic. So you have to really send them a mail with your updates once in twice 2 weeks at least. So yeah, I think that's a very good point. I also got it from the senior, and that helped me a lot, because then the professor will also remember your name, your topic. So whenever I send a mail to my professor, she immediately recognizes me, because I used to send her a mail a lot. So I think that's the second point I would give you if you want to earn good points in your. So after you have done your research question, start with the research method, whether you want a quantitative method, whether you want a qualitative method. Discuss it with your supervisor and come to a conclusion and start working on it. That also needs study, literature review, everything. You already know about it, or if you don't know, you can check my last video as well. But yeah, come to a conclusion at least in the 3rd or the 4th month and start working on your research method. So once you get your research method, you got your result, or you got some sort of conclusion, if you are doing a comparative analysis, or if you are doing any sort of quantitative method, so you must get a result, and please show that result to your professor. Yeah, so once they agree with it, then start writing. So you can also start writing initially also, but I would rather say that start writing once you almost have done with your method, and always start writing with your literature review. Because don't write your introduction first, because your introduction will be having your conclusion, your method, everything. So start with the literature review, and then come to the methods, and then come to the conclusion, and at last write your introduction, guys. And for getting good scores, then please guys write it according to the guidelines that has been given in your chair, and if nothing has been given, then you please can follow the APA format. For me, I got some sort of guidelines, but my chair also has freedoms. They did not specify all the things. So for me, I had used the Times New Roman, and my font was I think 12, and yeah, and What more? Yeah, and I have to put references in everything. One thing is very important in master thesis: there should not be any plagiarism. So don't copy anything from anybody's paper. Write everything from your own. And if you are copying anything or taking inspiration from any other paper, please put the reference. You can use different tools like Zotero, EndNote. I think there are many more. You can check it in Google, but I use the Microsoft Word reference tool only. That was quite easy for me, but it was quite manual, so your task will be more. But yeah, for me it was easy because I started initially with the Microsoft Word, so I continued it. So after that you can start with your contents, and then with your with your summary and everything. So this is the way you should write, and at last put your appendix, and also with all the references. So that should come automatically. I think you already know. If you don't know, you can definitely check in Google, in YouTube. But yeah, this is the way you have to write it. Please put all the appendix that you have given. If you don't know what appendix is, these are the extra work that you have done in your master thesis. And your master thesis number of pages should not be more than 60 pages. It should be 50 plus minus 10%. At least that is what my chair have, but every chair has their own guidelines, so please follow that. With that, every chair has their own evaluation criteria, own requirement, like what you have to submit. So for my chair, I don't have a thesis defense to give, but I had to submit a website, I had to submit a one-pager, I have to submit presentation, and also the paper. So there are quite a lot of things, and also a summary. So these are the things I had to submit at the end of the day, at the end of my deadline. So but maximum of the chair have a thesis defense that you have to do. That is like you have to present your topic in front of the professors. So please do all these things in a very good way. Don't do any mistakes. Don't do any spelling mistakes. These are very small things, but this will actually create a lots of impressions. I think the most important thing I would or advice I will give you, that please be in collaboration with your supervisor, with your professor. Always mail them about your updates, and also write your paper beautifully. Things you should write in active voice and not in passive voice. Don't do a lot of grammatical mistakes. Yeah, I think then you should be fine. Because for me, I also have not done something matricularly something very good, but I follow all these things, and at the end I score 1. So I think if I can do, you can do as well. And I think these are the tips that you can too follow, and I hope your master thesis paper should go good. I did not get a template from my chair, so I have to write everything from my own. But if you get a template, because in different chairs they also give you a template, so that will make your life a lot easy. You don't have to do a lot of formatting in your Microsoft Word. You just have to go and start writing. And I think that would be really great. That would be really beneficial. It will save a lot of time. At least I know in Artiaha Aachen, they give a format. In TUM also, in power engineering chair and stuff, they give a format. But yeah, for my chair I did not get. But yeah, it's okay if you did not get as well. It's not very tough. You can also make a format of your own. So yeah, these are some of the advices I would love to give you. And one last advice that I want to give you is that please choose your topic of master thesis that is of your interest, because you are going to spend 6 months with that topic. So you need to be really quite happy and excited about the topic. If you get bored with the topic, it will be really tough to cope with that. So yeah, so I think these are the advices that are going to be really helpful for you. Let me know if this video is beneficial. That's all, guys. Hope you like this video. If you like it, please do like, share, subscribe my channel, and please share it with your friends. So bye bye, stay happy, stay blessed.